Hey guys, welcome back to another GTR video. As you can see, the GTR is primed, but I'll dive into that in a minute. Since the last GTR update video, obviously I got the subframes back in the car and got it rolling. I then proceeded to bare metal the quarter panels, and I'll include some pictures here. I also then didn't pull the factory body line back around the wheel arch. I found some old repairs in the quarter panels that I wasn't quite happy with that probably were done in Japan at some point. So I got them all re-repaired, ran a file over it, and then proceeded to put bog where needed to be done and re-repair the quarter panels. Big thank you to Dan and Jesse from work who gave me a hand getting into this, kept me on task, kept me motivated. So for the past week or two I haven't really filmed that. Obviously you've seen me repair the rest of the car, and these were just the quarter panels. So they're done now and the whole body is primed. So this is 4 heavy coats of primer. This will get a good flat block, and we're going to rip this all basically right back so it's smooth. That'll get rid of any imperfections. This will all get re-primed before it gets prepped for paint again anyway, but it's great just to sort of see the next step of this large journey in restoring this car coming to life. I do still have to go through all my parts. My guards aren't done yet, so I need to do my front guards, get them primed. All my plastics need to be sanded or rubbed back and then get them primed as well. Unfortunately, the walnut blaster guy never came through. We never heard anything from him, so they've never been done. I did manage to find some recommended paint stripper that's for plastic. So I gather it's the same as a paint stripper, but maybe it's a bit more mild. It doesn't eat into the plastic. So I'm going to do the bumpers in that, and then they'll get sanded right back. So maybe while we start ripping into this, obviously I need to get the parts all ready. Get the parts ready today or in this weekend. This weekend and in this video. Get them all primed. I still need to make a start on my engine bay, etc. So the boys are going to come give me a hand again. We're going to dive in and get a good start on it, and hopefully by the end of this weekend everything will be primed, getting ready for paint. So this is the bumper or paint stripper for plastic that I found and used on the front bar, and I found it worked really, really well, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is the rear bar. I'm going to give this a good coat and get all this old paint off, just trying to get it back to plastic. Now that I know it has worked, get rid of all these layers of paint, and I really didn't want to sand in and around the letters too much. I want to keep that as original as possible. So this paint stripper should hopefully get all that off, and then I can just scotch it up and prime it. So you can see that's starting to work already, nice and thick, and you leave it for 10 to 15 minutes and then wash it off with water. You can see it's already getting in there really well. So I know roughly how much to use. I bought 4 cans all up, and I did 3 coats on the front bar and used 2 cans. So go really heavy with this can and hopefully get most of it all in one go, and we'll scrape all that off in a minute. Alright, been about 10 minutes. Woo. So that is brand new plastic underneath there. So hopefully a lot of this comes off relatively easily. Like that. And we'll have borderline new bumper bar. Alright, I might get the gurney and give this a good hit and see if I can get most of it off, and then we'll see what it looks like in just a minute. Alright, straight after a big gurney, honestly probably got like 90% of it off, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm just going to dry it off and then I'll give it another good coat, which will hopefully get all the other little bits that are left. But for the most part, it's all come out around the letters, which was the main thing I was worried about. Just trying to keep all the factory body lines and stuff like that, but it is definitely lifting. So I'll dry it off, we'll go again. Hopefully that'll be it. A bit lighter on this coat, just to get all the thin bits. I used a whole can on the first coat, which got most of it off, but I want to make sure I've got some left if I need it. Nice and even all over. Get back in the fiddly bits so we don't have to hand rub them. Pain in the ass. Beautiful. Alright, we'll let this dry for another 10 minutes. Come back, gurney it off. Hopefully it'll be ready to sand. That'll be all good. Doesn't look very pretty, but it is all smooth. I mean, all the paint is off it now. So a few little bits probably just to nip with the whizzer, but it is smooth. All the paint is off. So extremely happy with that. That plastic stripper definitely works relatively well. And I've still got all the details around my letters, which I'm absolutely stoked about. So I'll let this dry. And once it's all dry, give it a light buzz down. And now that bar is ready for primer. Bit of primer on all the parts. So I've got them all sanded and Dan's just primed them. Getting a few coats on everything. A few things need to tidy up, a few little repairs to do and stuff, but they can get some more primer if we need. And then we also got some epoxy primer on the front guards. So there were some old repairs on the front guards, and because I tapped up the wheel arches, you're gonna have to put a little bit of filler in it. And this guard had some old repairs at the back. So that's all been tidied up. So that's epoxy primed, so we can slightly sand that now, and then I can sort of put some filler in and tidy up where I need to, and then the guards will all get primed like this. But super happy. Everything's pretty well primed now, so just got the process of prepping it, getting it all ready for paint. Might I just add, extremely happy with the way the bumper bars have turned out. I would recommend using plastic paint stripper if you can find it. I mean, now that we know about it, we'll probably use it again. But yeah, with 4 coats of primer, the bumper bars look great. They're looking really good condition. So I'm stoked with the way the bumper bars have turned out, especially the skyline, how sharp all the edges of the letters still are. So I haven't lost that shape, just like OEM. So extremely happy with that. It's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to lose any shape out of the bumper bars by just hitting it with a whizzer, getting all the old paint off. I think the rear bar had been painted twice. Front bar's definitely been painted at some point as well. But all of the parts now have 4 coats on it. Only the guards left to go. So this will probably be the end of the video. We're going to get these boys out of here, probably take them to the pub, enjoy the rest of the day. But thanks for watching. See you in the next one.